Sweat glistens under autumn sun. Bodies collide with violent precision across Westlake University's field. The unmistakable sound of cleats digging into turf, pads cracking against each other. Set! Blue 42! Blue 42! Hut! The ball snaps. Players explode into motion. Logan Brooks, 21, sculpted like a Greek statue, rolls out, scanning the field. He launches a perfect spiral 40 yards downfield. His receiver makes the catch. Logan pumps his fist, chest out, king of his domain. Coach Barrett blows his whistle. Water break! 5 minutes. Logan high-fives teammates as they cluster around water stations. He spots something at the edge of the field. A figure stands there. Jake Harmon, 19, lean but strong, watching intently. What catches Logan's eye isn't Jake's focused expression but his prosthetic leg, high-tech carbon fiber below his right knee. Logan nudges his buddy Trent. Looks like someone's lost. The team notices Jake now. Whispers ripple through the group. Jake approaches Coach Barrett, helmet tucked under his arm. Jake and Coach talk. Coach nods, gestures to the field. Jake's face reveals nothing. Logan saunters over. You lost, buddy. Special teams is that way. He points toward the parking lot. His entourage snickers. Jake simply looks at him. Calm, unaffected. Coach Barrett's whistle pierces the air. All right, gentlemen, tryouts continue. I want to see who really wants to be on this team. The players jog back onto the field, eyeing Jake with curiosity and derision. Jake puts his helmet on, adjusts his prosthetic, and follows. The team lines up for tackling drills. Coach Barrett explains the routine while players subtly point at Jake. Davis, you're up first. Molina, tackle position. Players take turns, some showing skill, others raw power. Logan dominates each rep, throwing exaggerated glances at Jake after each successful tackle. Harmon, you're up, Coach calls. The field goes quiet. Jake takes position. His opponent, a beefy linebacker named Russo, grins. Don't worry, I'll go easy on you. Jake doesn't respond. Whistle blows. Jake drives forward with unexpected power. Russo hesitates, surprised. Jake plows through him, continuing 5 yards past. The team falls silent. Again, Coach Barrett demands. Another opponent steps up. Same result. Jake's technique is flawless. Low center of gravity, perfect leverage. Logan folds his arms, jaw tightening. My turn, he announces, stepping forward. Coach nods. Brooks versus Harmon. Let's go. The two face off. Logan's smirk versus Jake's focus. The whistle blows. They collide with a crack that echoes across the field. They drive against each other, neither giving ground. Then, Logan slips. Just slightly. Jake exploits the mistake, driving Logan back. 3 steps. Coach Barrett blows the whistle. Logan's face burns red. Water breaks over, 7-on-7 drills. The practice intensifies. Whenever Jake runs a route, defenders hit him harder than necessary. When he blocks, offensive linemen accidentally step on his good foot. Through it all, Jake never complains. He adjusts, adapts, keeps going. Coach Barrett watches everything, noting who delivers the cheap shots. Logan orchestrates from the shadows, patting backs when someone takes Jake down hard. That's how we weed out the weak ones, he mutters. Fourth quarter simulation begins. Jake lines up his receiver. Logan deliberately throws the ball too high, setting Jake up for a crushing hit. The safety connects with Jake's ribs as he stretches for the uncatchable pass. Jake crashes to the ground, wind knocked out. The team waits for him to stay down. 5 seconds. 10. Then Jake rises, straightens his helmet, returns to the huddle. Logan frowns. Oklahoma drill, now. Coach sets up the classic one-on-one collision. Test. A ball carrier, a blocker, a tackler. Pure football brutality. Harmon, you're carrying. Brooks, you're tackling. The team circles around. This is what they've been waiting for. Jake and Logan take positions 10 yards apart. The tension is palpable. Coach Barrett raises his whistle. Logan lowers into a predatory stance, eyes locked on Jake's prosthetic. The whistle blows. Jake gets the ball, accelerates with surprising speed. Logan charges, aiming for maximum impact. The collision is seismic. Players wince at the sound. But when the dust settles, it's Logan who's on his back. Jake standing over. Him, ball still clutched securely. "Again!" Logan demands, scrambling up. Coach nods. They reset. The whistle shrills. This time, Logan goes lower, aiming to undercut Jake's prosthetic. Jake anticipates, shifts his weight, and uses Logan's momentum against him. Logan crashes face first into the turf, Jake hurtling cleanly over him. The team's reaction shifts. Surprise, then reluctant respect from some, fury from Logan's inner circle. Logan rises, grass stains on his jersey, pride wounded worse than his body. "Again!" he shouts, eyes wild. Coach Barrett starts to object, then reconsiders. "Last one. Make it count." They square off a third time. The entire team holds its breath. The whistle blows. Logan abandons technique for raw anger. Jake stands his ground. They meet with the force of two rams, neither yielding. Then Jake shifts, pivots on his prosthetic with impossible balance, and Logan stumbles past, grasping air. The entire team sees it, pure, undeniable skill. As Logan regains his footing, his face contorts with humiliation. "This isn't over," he seethes. The locker room empties after practice. Logan lingers with his three closest teammates, Trent, Russo, and Wilson. "This guy's making us look bad," Logan hisses, slamming his locker shut. "Coach actually thinks he belongs here." Trent peers around the corner, making sure they're alone. "So, what are we going to do about it?" Logan's eyes drift to Jake's locker. "We show him what happens to people who don't know their place." Later that night, the four return to the empty locker room. Logan pulls out a small toolkit. His prosthetics. "In there. I saw him stash a backup." Wilson looks nervous. "Man, I don't know about this." Logan fixes him with a cold stare. "You want to be starting next season or not?" They break into Jake's locker. Logan examines the prosthetic, whistling low. High-tech stuff. Shame if something went wrong with it. He makes subtle adjustments, loosening crucial connections, tampering with the alignment. "Nothing that'll hurt him," Logan explains, "just enough to make him look like the joke he is." They leave everything appearing untouched. Morning practice. Jake arrives early, switches to his backup prosthetic, unaware of the sabotage. The team runs drills. Every time Jake makes a cut, his prosthetic shifts slightly. He adjusts, compensates, but confusion crosses his face. During a scrimmage, Jake cuts to catch a pass. His prosthetic gives way completely, connections failing simultaneously. He crashes hard to the turf, ball bouncing away. A collective laugh ripples through some players. Logan's crew exchanges satisfied glances. Jake lies there, looking at his prosthetic. Coach Barrett approaches, concern etched on his face. "You all right, son?" Jake examines the prosthetic, eyes narrowing as he spots the tampering. He looks up, scanning faces until he finds Logan's smug expression. Something changes in Jake's eyes. Not anger, something colder, more determined. Jake stands, balancing on one leg. "Coach, mind if I get my other prosthetic?" Coach nods. Jake hops to the sideline, unstraps the damaged prosthetic. As he works, Logan saunters over. "Maybe this is a sign you should stick to chess club." Jake doesn't look up. "You know what's funny?" Logan frowns. "What?" Jake finally raises his eyes. "I've been taking it easy on you." He straps on his primary prosthetic from his bag. "I won't make that mistake again." Coach Barrett watches this exchange, pieces falling into place. His expression hardens as he looks from the damaged prosthetic to Logan's retreating form. Jake returns to the field, movements now fluid, precise. Coach Barrett blows his whistle. "Brooks, Harmon, get over here, now." The team gathers in a wide circle. Coach Barrett stands between Jake and Logan, eyes burning with controlled fury. "I've seen a lot of cheap shots in my 30 years of coaching, but tampering with equipment?" The team shifts uncomfortably. Coach points to the field. "Open field. Tackling, one-on-one. Brooks, you're up first." Logan rolls his shoulders, confident. "Against who?" Coach looks at Jake. "3 guesses." Logan's smile falters slightly. "That's not necessary, Coach." Coach Barrett steps closer to Logan. "Oh, I think it is. In fact, I think it's exactly what this team needs to see." The team spreads out, forming a gauntlet. Logan and Jake take positions at opposite ends. "Simple rules," Coach announces. Harmon runs with the ball. Brooks tries to tackle him. Best of 5. Logan scoffs. "This is a waste of time." Coach ignores him. "Ready, begin." Jake receives the ball, studies Logan for a split second, then launches forward. Logan charges, aiming low. A textbook tackle. At the last moment, Jake shifts his weight, spins off his prosthetic leg with balletic precision. Logan grazes air, stumbling forward. Jake continues untouched. The team murmurs. "Luck," Logan mutters. "Again." Coach Barrett tosses another ball. To Jake. This time Logan approaches cautiously. Jake accelerates directly at him, a challenge. Logan sets his feet, ready. Jake feints left, then cuts right so sharply that Logan's ankles nearly cross. Logan dives, catching only turf. Jake walks back, tosses the ball to Coach. Some players chuckle. Logan's face darkens. "Again!" The third attempt, Logan abandons technique for raw aggression. He launches himself at Jake like a missile. Jake sidesteps, extending his arm. Logan runs straight into it, a perfect stiff arm. The impact spins. Logan around. He crashes face first into the ground as Jake continues. Downfield. Now, the team isn't hiding their reactions. Some openly cheer. Logan's loyal followers look confused, unsure whether to support their leader or acknowledge Jake's undeniable skill. "One more," Coach Barrett says quietly. Logan rises. Slowly, grass stains on his jersey, blood trickling from his nose. His eyes hold murder. Jake stands ready, expressionless. Coach tosses the ball. Jake catches it. Logan charges with everything he has, all his strength, all his fury. Jake plants his prosthetic foot, lowers his shoulder, and, instead of avoiding, contact, meets Logan head-on. The collision echoes across the field. For a split second, they're suspended together, a perfect tableau of opposing forces. Then physics takes over. Logan crumples backward, landing flat on his back, air exploding. From his lungs, Jake remains standing, ball secure. The entire team falls silent. Logan lies there, gasping, staring at the sky. No one moves to help him. Jake looks down at Logan, then at the prosthetic that Logan tried to sabotage. "Thanks for the motivation." He tosses the ball to Coach and walks away. The team parts for him like a sea. Evening shadows stretch across the empty football field. Logan sits alone on the bench, still in his practice gear, staring at nothing. The rest of the team has long since gone. His phone buzzes with messages from his crew. He ignores them. The reality of what happened, what he did, sinks in. Coach Barrett emerges from the field house, spots Logan. He walks over, stands silently. For a moment. "You know what your problem is, Brooks?" Logan doesn't look up. "You thought being the strongest made you the best." Coach sits beside him. "Strength without character is just bullying. And bullies." He gestures toward the empty field. "Eventually meet someone they can't intimidate." Logan finally speaks, voice hollow. "Are you cutting me?" Coach considers this. "I should. What you did crosses every line." He sighs. "But that's not my call." Logan looks up, confused. Coach nods toward the fieldhouse entrance where Jake stands, waiting. It's his. Coach rises, pats Logan's shoulder. For what it's worth, how you handle this next part will tell me more about you than any game ever could. He walks away, nodding to Jake as he passes. Jake approaches, prosthetic leg gleaming in the fading sunlight. Logan stiffens, prepared for whatever comes next. Jake sits where Coach was, keeps his eyes on the field. You know what's harder than learning to walk with a prosthetic? Logan remains silent. Learning that people will always try to define you by what they think you can't do. Jake turns to him. Sound familiar? Logan looks away. If you're waiting for an apology, Jake cuts him off. I'm not. Apologies are just words. He stands. Tomorrow's depth chart comes out. Coach is naming a new captain. The team already knows who it'll be. Logan's jaw tightens. Everything he's worked for slipping away. So that's it? You win? I lose? Jake shakes his head. That's your problem. You think there has to be a loser. He starts walking away, then stops. Practice, 5 a.m., before everyone else. You want redemption, it starts there. The next morning, 4:55 a.m. The field is empty, mist hanging low over the grass. Jake arrives, bag slung over his shoulder. He's surprised to find Logan already there, running ladders. Logan sees him, stops. An awkward moment stretches between them. Then Logan nods, a small gesture, but unmistakable. Jake returns it. They begin warming up, separate but sharing the same space. No words needed. From the fieldhouse window, Coach Barrett watches, a small smile forming. Later that day, the team crowds around the locker room bulletin board. The new depth chart is posted. Jake's name is at the top of the receiver list. Next to it, captain. Some players clap him on the back as he passes. Logan's name remains on the first team, but moved to defense. His reaction surprises everyone. He simply nods, accepts it. His usual crew looks confused by his calm. Trent approaches Logan later. We can still make his life hell, you know. Logan watches Jake helping a freshman with his stance. No, Logan says finally. We can't. Game day. The stadium buzzes with excitement. Westlake University versus their bitter rivals, the Eastridge Wolves. In the locker room, players prepare with pre-game rituals. Jake sits quietly, focusing inward, adjusting his prosthetic with practiced precision. Across the room, Logan tapes his wrists, occasionally glancing Jake's way. 2 weeks of 5 a.m. practices have created an unspoken respect between them. Not friendship, but something evolving beyond antagonism. Coach Barrett enters, clipboard in hand. The room falls silent. Gentlemen, everything we've worked for comes down to today. They're bigger. They're ranked higher. He pauses. But they don't have what we have. His eyes find Jake, then Logan. They haven't learned what true strength looks like. Q outlines the game plan, finishing with an unusual instruction. Brooks, you'll be shadowing their tight end. Harmon's going to need clean routes. Logan nods, understanding the assignment. Protect the player he once tried to destroy. The team puts hands in for the final chant. Jake and Logan's hands end up side by side. Their eyes meet briefly before the shout goes up. The tunnel is dark, pulsing with anticipation. Players bounce on their toes, helmets gleaming under minimal light. Jake stands at the front beside the other captains, the C visible on his jersey. Logan stands farther back, transformed to defensive back, embracing his new role. The announcer's voice booms through the stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your Westlake Warriors. The team erupts from the tunnel into blinding sunlight and deafening cheers. Jake leads them, running smoothly, prosthetic leg pumping with mechanical precision, his months of extra training evident in every stride. First quarter. Eastridge scores early. Westlake's offense struggles. Jake runs perfect routes, but the quarterback can't connect. Second quarter. Logan shadows Eastridge's star tight end, denying him the ball repeatedly. His defensive intensity inspires the rest of the unit. Third quarter. Westlake claws back within a touchdown. Jake catches his first pass, breaking 2 tackles for extra yards. Logan meets him coming off the field, offers a water bottle. "Nice catch," Jake nods. "Nice coverage." Fourth quarter. 2 minutes left. Westlake down by 4 points. 4th and goal from the 8-yard line. Coach calls timeout. The team huddles. "Harmon, corner route. Brooks, we need maximum protection for this play." Logan looks up surprised. Coach is putting him in on offense for the crucial play. Everyone breaks the huddle. Logan and Jake exchange a brief look before taking positions. The stadium roars. The quarterback barks signals. The ball is snapped. Logan picks up a blitzing linebacker, giving the quarterback those crucial extra seconds. Jake accelerates off the line, prosthetic leg digging into turf with perfect traction. He cuts toward the corner of the end zone. The pass spirals through. Evening air. Jake leaps, extending fully horizontal. The ball sticks to his fingertips. He crashes down, maintaining control. Touchdown. The stadium explodes. Teammates swarm Jake. Through the chaos, he finds Logan standing back, watching. Jake pushes through the celebration, approaches him, extends his hand. Logan takes it. No words needed. The scoreboard clock ticks down to 0. Game won. But both men know the real victory happened weeks ago on an empty practice field at 5 a.m. when they chose to redefine what strength truly means.